Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So, what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
Put it down. It ain't cool, bro.
And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It is your man BMT in the building, and we got a hell of a show today. The Passport Bro crash out continues. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on in the Passport Bro space. I'm gonna do a show a little later on in the day about what's going on out here in Thailand. But right now, we're gonna bring on my man Thomas Brown, repeated guest. You know, he's been all over the world. He has multiple businesses. A millionaire, really dope entrepreneur, man. Always bringing really good information from places, not only just in business, but places you haven't even heard of before, right? And my man said he witnessed a blood feud out there in Albania. This is the stuff that most people don't know or don't talk about while they're overseas. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. Hold on, where we at?
What's
Welcome
up,
to
man?
the show, my man, Thomas Brown.
What's good?
What's good, my man? All right, before I get to you real quick, man, let me catch the super chat real quick. I want to give a shout to him for being the first super chat with the 5 super chat, man. We really appreciate all the super chats. He's heard too many stories of racism from bros in Albania. I'll pass. You want to address that real quick, or you want to?
He's not lying. He's not lying. It's like 50-50 here is what I've learned. It's 50-50. So half of the people are haters, you know, like bullies, talking smack behind back. The other half are like amazing, super cool, probably the nicest people I know, the most giving. You know, the way I found out it was 50-50 is because I made some Albanian friends, and then they're so close, they're like your brother. And some other Albanian was having some issue with me, and I was just like, what is this over? And they had come out behind me. We was at the barbershop, and they all came out behind me, and they was all like bucked up on him, like, yo, like, you want this? Let's do this right now. And I was like, dang, y'all got my back heavy, right? And I was like, I didn't think you would go after your own people. He said, some good, some bad here, some good, some bad. So I was like, dang, like them dudes, these dudes, they're real gangster, man. They ready to go all the time. All the time.
All right, now, so our first interview about Albania, Thomas, you had like the rose petal glasses on about it. Let's go back. Well, how long have you been there so far?
Going on 11 months, so I have to leave in a month.
Okay, so almost close to a year.
Yeah.
I think a year, depending on how much you go out and interact with the locals, I think a year could be a good little time frame to gauge a generalization of society, because that's what it's all based off generalizations, right? Because you don't know every Albanian, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know every Colombian, stuff like that. So, but from your experiences, you're saying that you've encountered some incidents of, you know, prejudice and racism and stuff over there.
Yes and no. I mean, they kind of say it as foreigners or not blood of Albania, right? And then it comes out a little bit in business. Business is kind of funky here, you know what I mean? And then girls, that's where it comes out the most. They kind of act like they're their property.
The two most important elements, two most important, girls and money.
Business, I learned the business is more the organization, I'm going to say, that's an issue. So what they'll do is if you open a nice brick and mortar business that's real profitable, the mafia will put one up right next to you and charge half the price so they can launder their money. It's not about making money. So you can't compete with them because they need to wash the money so they can use the money. So they don't care about, they make sure that the price is right. Like if I were to take a taxi right now, I could go out, there's about 31 different companies of all brand new 2024 electric taxi cabs, probably Mercedes, all kinds of stuff, and my ride will be $4. They're washing the money, bro. They're washing the money. There's just no way they're making that. Those are $50,000, $60,000 taxis. So it's just, that's what's hard about business. The reason I'm doing okay is I'm online. They don't want credit cards because it's transparent, right? So all my stuff's credit card. This is still 95% cash here. Grocery store, fine dining, restaurant, everything's still cash. So that's how they kind of run in that. But the girl thing, that one's complicated because the girls are not the issue. I think that a personality that's warm and friendly and talkative, charismatic, they love that here. And they will talk to you. Like, I mean, they hang out, they talk to me, they'll hug me, they take me out, they'll pay for stuff, like dates. They're all good with that. The dudes, on the other hand, are not okay with that. And what's very interesting is I might understand if that was your sister or your mom, but just a girl that you don't know. And so it took me a while because it was all great because that's what I was seeing in the beginning. Then I started seeing the issues with the haters, right? And then I was reading it like, oh, this is racism, blah, 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 blah. And then one of the guys I tried to hire, he kind of sat down with me and he said, let me explain our culture to you a little bit. And he said that the issues you're having with the dudes are probably not your color. He goes, it's probably that they know you're American and they're struggling country and they are jealous about money because they try to show everything with money here. Everyone drives a Mercedes, everyone drives an Audi, whether they can afford it or not, right? So he said they struggle with that, and then they struggle with if the girl's friendly to you, why they can't talk to her. But if you watch the interaction, the men don't speak to the women at all. So they kind of did that to themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when they do, they try to act macho, or they try to do like, they're like definitely looks maxers. Like they put themselves together well, but they think that's like all it is. It's, if you have any experience with girls, you and me have been on the earth for a while. It always comes down to conversation. It always comes there. I don't care how handsome you are, how much money you have. It always ends up around conversation if you're going to get there or not. Every time, right? And they just don't do that. So one of the issues we had in the gym, the girl that works the front desk, I call her Shorty. I think I put the video up of her and she was like hugging me from the back, you know. And the very next day, they changed the rule in the gym and they couldn't interact with clients the very next day. And I was like, that's huge. And I could see on her face, she was hurt. Like, she didn't want to tell me. She was kind of like protecting me. But the first time she hugged me, the whole gym stopped. Like, you know how you hear clank, clank, clank? It got quiet. And it's all glass. It's a real fancy gym. And I looked, there's like 14 guys just staring at us. And I was like, this is wild. This is real wild.
Yeah,
you know? But
it's more mate guarding.
Yeah, but here's the interesting thing about Albanians. If you do everything through the men, it goes fine. And what I mean by that is if you make friends with them or you're cool with them first, then it's almost like they help you get the girls. It's different. So they feel like it's disrespectful, like come through me. And I'm seeing as a culture in general, if you want to get along with anyone here, you got to go slow. You got to go slow. They are very like, they have to feel you out. They have to know. They've got to talk to the neighbors. They've got to see what other people think about you. And all business is done through coffee, which is something it took me like 6 months to figure out. So there was a guy that was doing a 250K transaction here, and they did it over coffee. So the coffee shops here are wild. Like, they're everywhere, and they're awesome. And people spend like $2 and sit there for like 3 hours. And that's like the way that everybody communicates with everybody here. But like, I think they thought I was part of the mafia because I get some of my prescriptions and I pay my rent and all that stuff at the same coffee shop, and everything's cash. And I've been around them so long that I can count money like they can, like how they fold it and do that. So I think because I noticed they were staring me down once, like they thought I might have been mafia. And I know I got a couple friends that are in that. It's just it's a different thing. It's not the type of mafia you would think, but it is also a mafia you don't want to mess with, if that makes sense. They actually like you if you're an aggressive person. Like, I know you've been in some squabs. I think they would love you, to be honest.
No, not me, man. I'm a peaceful brother.
Well, I know. Come on, you're like me. Like, we fun, but once you cross that line, we kind of turn into someone else. And they saw that with me once, and they sat me down. They're like, "Oh, you have very strong self-esteem. You very strong," and they like that here. But what's crazy is they can see through. There's a lot of people that talk, and there's some people they can tell are like really it. And if you're really it, they love you. If you just kind of talk, then you're a target. Does that make sense?
What's the name of your channel? Is it Thomas Brown Verified?
No, that's my Instagram. It's Jet Setter Journalist, but I ain't done anything on it. I've done like 3 videos, and the last 2 are kind of garbage. But the Jet Setter,
the IG is Thomas Brown Verified.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's only because the TV show was coming around trying to recruit me, and they wanted me to put that verified on there to hold that, but it got delayed or something. So whatever, I just left it.
And YouTube channel is called what now? Jet Setters what?
The Jet Setter Journalist.
Okay, cool.
But
people want to see a channel.
I only got like 3 videos on there. They're very beginner, but they can watch them if they want.
Okay.
But I think
6 in the room, guys. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. So apparently you pretty much changed some of your initial outlooks on Albania.
Not really. I kind of went back. I just saw a dark side that was kind of hidden under there, and I didn't like it. But now I'm realizing they both coexist. So the good people are great. They're great. Like, my friends are still great. The girls I talk to, they're still fantastic. Just the other people that I don't know, they're kind of not cool. But that changes if they get to know you, which is very interesting. I just don't like that the stance is kind of negative and gossipy to start with. And then after they get to know you, and everything's around money and status. It's really strange. Like, if I go to Shisha Room, I'm like a VIP there. Like, the owner comes out, the managers come out, everything. And so they could be the most hardest gangster guy, but if they see that, then they want to get to know me. It is very like the movies. I don't know how to explain it. It's very straightforward. It's not complex. It's very like the movies. And so if you can work the room that way, you're great. You know what I'm saying? But they've seen so much that you can't fake it. I've had some friends come and some foreigners come and they fake it. They fake that they're tough, or they think that they're attractive and the girls should get them, and they get in their feelings, and that just does not go down well here. They get punked heavy here because it's just, have you ever seen the demeanor of an Albanian? They got an edge to them in general.
I'm pretty sure I've met an Albanian out here in Pattaya. Sure.
They don't just sitting there. They look mean. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They got a little edge to them. Hey, I want to light up a Toscanello. Is that going to mess up your channel?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure, bro.
Okay. But yeah, so I was just trying to say, like, in my recap of like this whole time, I think you got to go a lot slower here. Like, we're used to fast. American.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
Do you recommend brothers still going out to Albania to have a good time, check it out?
I recommend,
because it's a big difference in living there and just people vacationing there. You know, if you vacation there, you might not witness some of the things that you witness over time.
I would say if they want to go to vacation, do Saranda and Vlora, which is the popular beach towns. Just stick to that, right? If you want a wife, 100%, but you have to put the work in. Like our culture likes to go in and puff their chest out and act like this woman's gonna bow down to me and do all this stuff, and that just it ain't gonna go over here. You're gonna have problems with the dudes if you act like that. Do you know what I mean? But if you're willing to put the work in and get to know her, like I came to find out, there's a guy here that is he's engaged. He had to text his wife for like 2 months before they went out on a date, like a romantic date. And then when they met, the dad pretty much was like, if you're going to date my daughter, you're going to marry her. And he wouldn't give him an answer because he's like, I don't know yet. And so it took him just 2 weeks to decide if he wanted to marry her. And her dad stayed mad at him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very traditional. And like, if you go date a girl in Kosovo, you're going to meet on the first date. You're going to meet the brothers and the dad.
Okay. So as far as vacation goes, is it somewhere that has that Parque Yeres, Pedro Crescente vibe?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like Tulum. In Samil, it's like Tulum.
Mm-hmm.
If they come here during the summer, it will be balls out wild like Ibiza over in Vlora, Samil, Saranda. It'll be wild over there. The people here go there for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 2 hours away. And I mean, it looks like Tulum. Like, it's dope. It's beautiful. It's on the beach. Like, the water's crazy. They got all those, they got like, you know how Tulum has that like statue face tree that you can walk through? They got stuff like that too. It's gorgeous over there. Or you can go to Dermi. Dermi's like super nice too, and they got all these hotels along the water.
But is Albania one of them places to where you get a lot of side eyes and
no, not during the summer.
When you walk around with some snow bunny?
Everybody is coming here. Like the tourism went up 2,000% last year.
2,000. No, because you were mentioning like the Maid Garden. That's what I'm saying. Is it one of those societies where
not in Saranda and Vlora and Samil? Like everyone that's there is there to be like Ibiza style. So if there are Albanians there, they might be a little more fun, but I don't think you'll notice them so much because of all the Polish girls and all the German girls and everyone else that's going to show up there. And they're there just to be 304s pretty much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to come here for that, yeah, they could do that during the summer, you know, but like if they come in Tirana, they're going to have an issue. These girls are more like wifey. Like my barber complains all the time. He's like, I hate dating here. He's like, the girls won't go home with you. And I was like, ain't that what you want? And he's like, no, he's like, you don't understand. He's like, there's still virgins here. And I'm like, that's what I want to hear. That's not what he wants to hear.
Okay.
Even though they are like crazy exotic, like I always tell them they got angry eyebrows. They're like the most beautiful things. Like these are the only girls I've ever seen that can show you like only the neck and be dressed so sophisticated and be stupid beautiful and not show their curves or anything. You know how gorgeous you have to be able to do that? I think you got yourself on mute on accident there, bro.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, from what I've kind of learned over time, what I wrote down is I said, you got to go slow here. You have to go slow. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, things don't make sense. Like, I've sold some electronics that I had extra of, and they'll come and look at it, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll think about it, which means they're not going to buy it. But if I say, hey, I'm going to go get coffee or tea, you want to come with me? If they go to tea and they like you, they'll buy anything from you. Like, it's totally different.
All right, I want to read this comment real quick. Again, the women look good, but not sure it's worth the headache you get from the local men. Would you agree or disagree?
I disagree, man. Like, why? Like, she's cool with you. So you mean to tell me that some dude can talk some smack from the backside of it and then you're just not going to date her? Like, he's going to run that relationship? It's just talk. You see the group in here. You see the dudes. They just talk. It's just talk. They're not about it. It's just talk.
Okay.
You
said the Albanian dudes were kind of rough with it, though.
They are, They are, but that's if you disrespect them. We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They say horrible shit. But to me, that's no different than the stuff you see in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a pride. It's an insecurity. That's why they talking so much. You know what I mean? Because if they was really pulling the girls, they was really getting the girl they wanted, would they be make guarding like that? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Would they be hating on your outfit and all that if they were really okay with themselves? No. You see what I'm saying? So I know that, like, because the girls have asked me, they're like, how come you're okay with it? And I said, look, if I walk in the room and just me walking in the room, I ruin their whole day, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I ruin your whole day by me walking in. You gave me all your power. And I just ignore them. I'm not a small dude either, but they won't. When we get into the blood feud, you'll understand that part, okay? But it's not like you think. It feels stronger because when you say 50%, if 50% of the people talk, right, then it feels a lot more than we're used to. We're used to one or two people trying to cause some problems, right? It feels heavier here because it's about 45%. So you feel like it's around you. But if you have good people around you, then it doesn't matter at that point. Now, for me, I've been to 50 countries. Never have I met women with this standard. Never have I met women that look like this. Never have I met women as sweet as this. Never have I met women as a culture that won't even touch their food before you touch your food. Never have I met women as a culture that won't get up and leave the table until you leave the table. Like that, I'm kind of like, I can put up with someone talking some smack for that. You know what I mean? And then when the girls are feeling you, bro, they are like ride or die. Like they get mouthy with the dudes when the dudes get mouthy with them. When the dudes start talking smack about being together, they tell them.
But doesn't that throw you in kind of in a precarious situation, being in another country with a language barrier and the local men not really wanting you? Because I had the same conversation with Flight Madness when he was in Kazakhstan. It's just like, personally, I don't really want to be nowhere. Like I can go to Bangkok or here in Thailand. I can go anywhere in the world with my Thai girlfriend and people won't even look my way. You know what I'm saying? It's like not even, they won't even think about it.
Well, I'm in Tirana, and Tirana is like more international, so I don't see it as much. If I go up to the villages, oh yeah, they're gonna have an issue. And then the old people, but racism is like an old people issue. It doesn't matter where you go. Over a certain age, they kind of just don't like black folk. Do you know what I mean? So to me, they're all normal things. I just have kind of learned that some of the hate that you're feeling isn't color. Some of it is they know you have money, and that's what they try to portray. So you know the people that put on strong images that are BS, they get really tight when you come in and you're actually that person. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. They get real tight. And they know Americans come here, and according to them, I live here by myself. This is a basic apartment, I think, okay? When they come in here, they think this is beautiful. I pay 650 euros.
Okay, so hold on, real quick. I want to get back real quick. So let's just say an American white guy. You saying an American white guy would have the same issues as an American brother, or just a brother in general, black guy in general?
Yeah, he would. I stick out more. Like they might not catch on because my homeboy upstairs, he's a Mexican guy, and he looks a little Albanian. And they was cool with him for a long time until they realized he was Mexican. But again, it all comes down to this, okay? The problems you'll have with the parents go away if they feel that the daughter is happy. That's how Italians are also. When I dated Raffaella, that runway model girl, the same thing, right? As long as the dad feels they're happy, then they let it go. Do you know what I'm saying? So it goes off of the girl. And if the girl's willing to say that and push that, she will. Because here, when they love you, they really love you. Like they really do. Like all that TV stuff.
I want to mention this point real quick. Now you mentioned all the good stuff about you've never seen like women like this and all that.
Yeah.
Are the women like this, right? Because of the make garden? Because we don't really do make garden in the States. What you get in the States is you'll come across some white guys that might not like you with their daughter, or some guys that might give you a stare, but nobody cares, right? Like in the States, interracial relationships are pretty normal at this point in 2025. But at the same time, it's like, since we don't make guards, since we allow anybody to date our women and hook up with them quick and do whatever they want, it seems like it makes our women worse in the long run to date, since they have to hook up with so many different guys of different nationalities. So what I'm saying is, by the men make guard and being a little prejudiced, is that the reason why they women are like that? Because the women know that they have to follow standard.
Let me know and let me explain why. Let me explain why. The family in general is going to hold them to a standard of ladyhood, period. When I went out with Bana, you guys had the video up on the last show, and her sister that was a judge, her sister was on her. Like when Bana would do some stuff that was kind of like edgy, not sophisticated, her sister would be like, no. Do you know what I'm saying? So in general, the ladies have a way that they want to be. What will throw people off is they look and they come across bitchy, but they're not. They're like stupid sweet. Like,
wait a minute. You just now they come out bitchy
because they look like that. They don't show emotion when you're talking to them.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
That might be like a European thing in general, because I know that about even the European women out here. Like they're not like how we are. Well, I know it from the South, so we say good morning, how you doing? Like, the pleasantries and the niceness. But here they have like this cold face. Yeah. But if you say something to them in Russian, it just goes away automatically. Like, oh, you speak Russian, and they'll start trying to speak their little English, and then they open up a little bit. So you're all right about that.
Yeah, because like I've learned
some super chat. Super chat real quick. Okay. Marcus A. Brown, $2 super chat says, salute to BMT and the bro. Shout out to my man Marcus A. Brown. Got a lot of
Marcus Brown, that's my brother's name.
Yeah, shout out to MAB, man. Shout out to MAB.
So, okay, so here's the best way I can describe this. So I feel like some of the bad side of the men act a lot like Western women. They're kind of like do jealous things. They say snide things. They do stuff, but don't hold themselves accountable for it. I feel like that's probably why I could handle it well, because it just seems a lot like that. For the ones that are bad, the ones that are good, they're normal good people. Do you know what I'm saying? But the girls, you got to see what the girls have to say, because I asked that stuff straight up. I was like, so what about this whole issue with the dudes and this and that? And they're like, I don't care what they think. And I'm like, do you not really care? And she says, I'm tired of them telling me who and what I'm going to do. That's not my brother. That's not my dad. They don't own me. Do you know what I'm saying? And she's like, and some of them, like Shorty, she likes it that me and her are close. I was like, you like it that they're jealous, huh? She's like, yeah. She goes, they all act like I need to be with some jerk like them. And then she says, but you're a good guy. And now I can show them that a good guy likes me. They act like I
hate when women do that shit, man. Especially white women, when they try to make other guys jealous and all that shit. I'd be like,
but she's not. What she's saying is, the words they're saying to her is that she could never get a good guy if they don't date them. And so she says what she's happy about is she knows I'm a good guy and that I like her. And so she can look at them and be like, I actually have a good guy that likes me. So shut up with all that. Do you see what I mean? Because she was feeling
it just seems to me, Thomas, that most brothers would be more comfortable in, let's say, countries where they're more melanated guys, Colombia, Brazil, DR, even Thailand and Southeast Asia to a certain degree, where nobody really cares. It's just like, me personally, I'm not going to be comfortable, with a white woman on my arm and a whole bunch of white dudes looking at me just for talking to her at the gym. Like, that's just not my
yeah,
vibe.
but like if you,
because you can't beat up 15, 20 white dudes, bro.
I mean, I guess I don't.
You said, I guess I can. I think I can.
No, it doesn't intimidate me. I don't know. Like, you have to experience the girls. The girls have zero. The way they feel is how you want to feel. And they don't act like it's an issue. I see that it's an issue. They don't care what the guys think. I care what the guys think. Do you know what I'm saying? And then after watching them for a while, I was like, should I give them that energy? Should I give them that power? Because if they're going to be aggressive and assault, a girl is going to lose that battle before I'm going to lose that battle, right? And so she seems to be fine with it. Like when those footballers got in a fight with those couple Albanian guys that were being jealous, that football beat the trash out of that guy. The girls ran and got the cops, and they were like, oh, he jumped the footballers. The footballers were black guys. And the cops grabbed the Albanian guys by their collars and was slapping them in their faces in front of all of us, saying, we do not be racist here. We do not be racist here, like that. So it's just like some old thing that's just not dying easy. Do you know what I mean? You know, like you see in the group, there's dudes that try to, you know, they're maybe not okay with their looks, so they need to act like everyone needs to look a certain way or look like them to get girls, right? That kind of thing. That's kind of what the culture has in it. But what I want you to see, this girl here, her name's Anna Kauri, okay?
Put you in the bitch. Hold on. There you go.
Her name is Anna Kauri. And I was trying to do business with her because at first I saw her at the gym and I thought it was really cool that she didn't really talk to anybody. She did her own thing. She wasn't seeking attention. And she's then bad, I had asked, she bad. And I asked my trainer friend, I said, hey, Orest, like, what is she, nice girl? And he's like, yes, she's a nice girl. And then I asked Shorty, and Shorty's like, yes, she's a nice girl. But they go, but you have to take her out. She's VIP. And I go, what does that mean? Does that mean I got to spend money? He's like, yeah. And I go, why? And he goes, she's famous around here. And I go, what do you mean by famous? I'll show you what they mean by famous. Her following was way bigger than I was expecting. This is her following. Almost 370,000, right? So he was like, you got to come with it because everybody's after her, right? But when I saw that, me being a businessman, I was like, I want to do business with this girl, right? So he sets up a meeting, and all these people had these things to say. This is what I want to tell you about the culture. All these people had these things to say, and they acted like she was like bitchy and all that. Well, when she came to the meeting, she was sweet and she was shy. And I sat back and I was like, why are all these people saying this about her? She's really shy for being like a minor celebrity around here. She's really shy. And then as I got to know her more, I found out, I don't know if you remember the video I showed of those super baddie girls when I first got here. There's like a tall one and she had like a yellow banana top on. Turns out that those girls that helped me out, that was her sister. That was her bigger sister. And so I said, wait a second, your sister's sweet. I remember she helped me with my bank account. You should hear what they say about her sister. They speak the worst crap about her sister. She's probably top 5 here. And they're like, oh, she's materialistic, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Let me give a shout out to Kevin Johnson, Global Push. He's also a member. He says, I graduated from a predominantly white high school. To me, that was basic training for me. And I got another chat here by brothers. Just be careful in Europe. Now let's get to the. You got 108 in the room. You say you witnessed some crazy stuff out there in Albania, man.
Yeah. So I was out with one of these girls. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to name any places because of everything. Okay. But we were at a place that I kind of talked her into going to, and she's like, I don't want to go there because there's always crap there. Turned out she was right. Okay. So I'm chilling. We're smoking some shisha. She's being cool, and she's like snuggly and cute. And then these dudes start yapping, and then they start getting in each other's face. And then they started kind of like pushing each other around, and then they started fighting, right? And you and me, we're used to that. So we were just watching it, you know, and nobody, and the crazy thing is no Albanians got up. No one cared. Nothing. They just were going to let them fight it out. Then this car pulls up. It was like a Lambo truck, okay? And this guy gets out, and his squad gets out. And he walks in there kind of slow. And all of a sudden, the girl that was with me and the people in the place started yelling. I'm going to try and say it right. Let the yatoya. And I was like, what is going on? What does that mean? What does that mean? And she wouldn't tell me. And they were like, let the latoya. And they were like running up and they were trying to stop whatever was going to happen. The guy walks right up to the one kid, grabs him by his throat and just squeezes and holds him down, right? And everyone's grabbing him. They're screaming, let the latoya. Do you know what that means? Let the latoya? This is what it means. Idea.
Oh, let him live. Okay.
And I was like, what? Like, he's going to kill him? They were like, yes, 100%. And I was like, in front of everyone? They're like 100%. And I was like, and she goes, the reason everyone was screaming, Lete Letoya, is because it would have started a blood feud. And I was like, okay, what is a blood feud? And I'll read it to you. She said it was called a Jacamaya, right? And she goes, in traditional, or I'll read it to you. In traditional Albania culture, the practice of blood taking, or Jata Maria, also known as Hak Maria or revenge, dictates a social obligation to kill an offender or member of their family to restore honor, stemming from Kanun of Leke de Kajuna or something. It is culture here that if you get disrespected like that guy was going to do to that kid, it is culture that you have to take one of theirs forever.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa. So everyone was trying to stop it because they knew that it would have started this thing until everyone was wiped out. They weren't going to do it. And it's not like the women are okay, but they will either take the offender or a brother. And so then one of the families goes into hiding, and the families try to negotiate. What they're saying is that the negotiations never work. So the guy's never safe. If he ever goes out for groceries or anything, he might just get offed. But then when he gets off, now that family has to get their revenge. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's part of the culture. And that's when I was like, whoa. Like, once it happens, nobody intervenes. It's between the families now. And I was like, that's heavy, bro. That is heavy. I'd never seen a whole place just was like, let the, like they did not want it to happen. But they knew by the way the guy's demeanor was when he was walking in, they started screaming at him before he grabbed the guy. And I was like, yo, what is going on? And then she kind of sat down and explained it to me. And I was like, this still goes? She's like, absolutely. This is very much an Albanian thing. And I was like, well, what if he leaves the country or whatever? And she's like, Albanians all over the world. All over the world. He is never safe anywhere, anytime, anywhere at all. And I was just like, geez, that's wild. And they just never really work it out. They said maybe one family in 100 years called peace. And then, like, I will say this is probably terrible. I did learn some things that would be better for me from the mafia. One of the boss guys is a friend of mine. And he told me, he's like, you're a strong guy. I like you. You're a tough guy. He goes, but you don't fight your fights. I'm like, why? He goes, you don't fight your fights. He's like, you have business. You have things. You're the head. You don't fight your fights. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you call someone. You never fight your fights. He's like, they disrespect you. They do whatever. You play cool. You let them. Call us. You never fight your fights. And he said it so calmly. And he's like, we will take care of that. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. It took me 10 months to make these connections, but it's that side is a whole different planet, bro. And I was like, what you mean you'll take care of it? And he just goes, Thomas, we'll take care of it. Kind of like, whatever we got to do is what we're going to do. You just let me know. And I was like, yo, that's a little too much power to give me. I got a little bit I can be an asshole sometimes. You know what I mean? Don't give me too much power. But that's the dark side. That's the dark side, man. That's the crazy side here. But on the flip side, it's also crazy safe here because of that. So people don't like to run their mouths, start things, because they don't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know that dude that was my friend is like an underboss. I didn't even know that. I just thought he was a normal dude that went to the gym with me. He's an underboss. They just run around like normal people here. And then as he started introducing me, I kept looking at him. He was like, yeah, like all of them were mafia. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, you're good. You're brother now. You're brother now. And it's the loyalty's crazy. Like once
Thomas, you getting deeply involved out there, brother.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed
to. You got to go on a mission soon.
Yeah, because they say you're like brother. And that's the thing is the loyalty is loyal, meaning if I'm a good guy or a bad guy, once they vow that loyalty, it doesn't matter if you're a good guy or a bad guy. It doesn't matter to them. They're with you, whether you're doing good or bad. And I think that's why the mafia is so strong here.
All right, let me catch just a couple of these comments, man. At your wife's house all day, man. Shout out to you, brother. Good morning, BMT chat. Passport Bro app game. They gotta stop tying everything negative abroad involving black men to the Passport Bros. So much hate for such a positive movement. Passport Bros for life. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna do a show about that later on today or tomorrow. Really.
What is going on with that? I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the media, and I'm like, they're just throwing the Passport Bros name into stuff.
Man, it's crazy, bro. They won't let it. They won't let it. They. I don't know, man. They are triggered, bro. We're gonna do a whole show about that tomorrow, though. Like that's just crazy.
But
I seen the video
this?
you're talking about. I seen that video like 2 months ago. But we'll talk about it. All right. So Pat Dewitt says odds of you getting attacked for talking to a girl in Eastern Europe is low.
In Eastern Europe, yes. In Albania, it might be higher than he wants to admit. It's not a matter of talking to the girls. It's not okay. You just have to make sure she doesn't have a guy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
First, you have to first figure out the situation, and she'll kind of tell you. But the way they tell you is they tell you with body language and stuff. They don't necessarily say I have a boyfriend, right? They'll just kind of be kind and be short and then redirect the conversation. Unfortunately, some of our people take that as rejection. They can't handle that, or they try harder. You don't want to do that here. I've seen in my 11 months here, I probably seen 12 people get slapped for doing that. Continuing to talk to the girl, and then her man walks up and he doesn't even ask questions. He just, and they all wear them rings and stuff. And I know how sensitive some of the dudes are in our group. That would kill their ego. Because even I was like, damn, like it's normal to them. They just slap them. And that's their way of saying, he's like, don't talk to my girl like that. And like, it's not, Albania's interesting that way.
You know what though? I mean that's in a lot of places, because even when I was in the favela in Brazil, my guy Hobson was telling me, he was like, look, man, I know Americans like used to going up and just talking to girls, but you can't do that necessarily in these areas in Rio, because
they told me that too.
Yeah, the guy sees it. You're gonna be in a situation.
They told me that in Sao Paulo.
And I've gotten in a couple of situations in Rio because of the girls, talking to girls and stuff like that. Even though the girls wasn't even with them, and these Brazilians were pretty much black, it still was a altercation, so to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They told me that in Sao Paulo when I made friends there. They said first rule is do not speak to another man's girl. First rule. They told me that in Sao Paulo. So, but here is a little bit different. Hold on. He goes, and they judge gang. You want to read that, or you want me to read that?
Yeah, I got the comments. MAB says, and they judge gang wars in the hood like it's just a black American thing. You know what, MAB? I don't know if you saw the post I made in the group a couple of days ago. I was like, the more I travel the world, the more I realize that, all cultures are pretty much dysfunctional to a certain degree. It's just ours, it's just more publicized and, with podcasts and the soundtrack with hip hop. But if you go around, like it was a big gang fight in MBK this weekend. It was a group of Tods fighting each other right in the middle. It's on video and everything. They fighting like 20, 30 deep, throwing things and everything. And I'm like, asking my girl, I'm like, they got gangs here? I knew they had gangs here, but I just asked her. And she was like,
but
yeah.
Gangs and mafia are different, though.
Right. But it's
seems
still,
like all
it's right. I mean, and the gangs here, from what I could tell, are like the young Tods and everything, but they got mafias here too, though. You know what I'm saying?
The mafia is
here too.
Out of things the most, but when they show up, they're the deadliest.
But hold on, let me finish real quick. But I asked her, I said, well, they got gangs here, so it must not be that bad because they don't have guns. She was like, oh no, they do have guns. I was like, oh shit, they got guns too? I said, wait a minute. So I think what it is maybe in some of these other cultures, they got the same thing that we got going on in our black communities. Like I said before, it's just that it's not being marketed in music and like with billion-dollar companies. You see what I'm saying? Like Warner Brothers isn't coming to Thailand to find a drill rapper in Thailand to blow him up. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why
Thailand won't allow them to do that either. But do you feel like though in the black culture the gangs might be a little less tempered and organized though? Because like when I see stuff go down with these mafia dudes, it ain't yelling and hooping and puffing their chest out. It's just walk up and cap.
It's a big difference between gangs and mafia. It's like a huge gap. It's like from JV, high school to pros, right? And I would say the mafia would be at a very high level, organized crime. And, I mean, they got businesses, trucking companies, like they at a whole nother level. It's just the intelligent guys that are kind of doing it. Whereas this is why I don't understand the popularity of gang culture in a minute. Because we always thought growing up that, even though I was in a little bit of a gang, I was a boy myself, we just thought it was kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like the gang culture is so big now, man. It's crazy to me. But I think, to me, it looks weird to have 40-year-old men wearing flags and calling themselves Bloods and Crips, bro. It's just like, what
I think it's
y'all not elevated. Y'all not even on the mafia type. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's to me.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, because like when Homeboy pulled up to that lounge we were at, there was like 12 cars deep. It was very organized. It was like the president pulled up, and as soon as he got out, they flipped out. Everybody knew who he was. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, that's a boss. He didn't even say a word, and I knew he was the boss. You know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes amongst our culture, I think it's more of like a deep-seated chip or insecurity or something they haven't, and they show it in aggression. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when there's low intelligence, there's usually a lot of aggression. And I fought that in myself a lot of years. Like I grew up in a fighting culture. My brother's a Navy SEAL. I have gotten my ass beat by my brother plenty of times. My mom grew up fighting Muay Thai. I watched my mother beat the tar out of people that disrespected our family.
Bro, these Thai chicks are strong, bro.
Yeah. I watched my mother do like shin kicks, elbow drops, and drop the person. And I was like, people don't understand. For me, I grew up in that culture. That to me was very normal. When your mother can beat ass, and your brother, and to you, that you just think that's how life is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to make something real quick. Mafia has profitable rackets, gangs don't. But the thing is, we did have black mafias back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. It just, a lot of them were taken down. A lot of guys were locked up. But we had mafias probably more profitable and even stronger at some cases than even the Italian mafia. It's all about what Hollywood decides to pick and choose on. Like they'll have it to where the Italians got the most organized mafia, but even theirs wasn't as powerful as the black mafia was in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? This is from witness accounts of guys bringing money to the table and saying the Italian mafia didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? You got them Frank Matthews, Frank Lucas guys who had the whole East Coast. And I'm not trying to, say that's an accomplishment, but the government pretty much took down the black mafias back in the 70s, early 80s for the most part. Then you had just gangs and drug crews after that, but they took down the organized crime.
Well, the thing is somehow, because when you're here, you don't really feel it unless there's a problem. But when we went to Istanbul and my brother was
my bad, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're from Cali too, right? So that's big out there. Aren't you from Cali?
Yeah, I'm from Cali. Yeah. And
everybody, it's like everybody gang bangs in Cali, bro. Like the Samoans, the Mexicans.
I'm part Polynesian. I'm trying.
Right, I was gonna say that next. They call it the Islanders, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to be chill, but these little boys be messing with me in the group, and I'm like, yo, you bringing that gangsta out. I need to put that guy away, because you saw it that one day come out of me, and you started laughing. You was like, yo, I didn't know you had this side to you, and I'm like, I'm trying to put it away, bro. I'm trying to put it away. But the mafia here, bro, they have to be way more powerful than I thought, because I went to Istanbul to meet my brother for his hair transplant. And he was buying one of those like knockoff watches or something like that. And they were asking him where he was from, because they were trying to distract him so they could charge him more, right? And they asked me where I'm from. I said, I'm living in Albania. And the guy got quiet, and he looked me up and down, and he stuttered. He's like, Albania? And I looked at my brother, and my brother, when he left, he's like, yo, what do they got going in Albania? That dude was scared of you, bro. I said, I don't know, man. I know the mafia is strong. I know they run all of Europe for the cocaine. I know that they run some of the Colombian cartels. I know it. I just didn't know they were this big. But when I saw the organization of that dude pull up to the lounge, I was like, this is straight out of a movie, bro. It was like the sun came out of the sky. There was no more sun. He just walked in all slow. Everyone like moved out of his way. But all the owners of the clubs and the girls were like yelling, like, let him live, let him live. And I was like, what the hell?
So they were jumping one guy?
I think that so the two got in a fight. Okay, two got in a fight. I don't know the history of it, right? And then one of them was either affiliated with the boss or was the son of the boss or something. And so when the boss showed up, I don't know if someone called. When the boss showed up, the whole place was like, oh my God. Do you know what I'm saying? And they went bananas. They was just like, da, 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 or whatever that wording was. And I had to ask her later. I was like, why was everybody screaming that? And she's like, she was going to kill him. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, really kill him? They're like, yeah. They were screaming, let him live, let him live. I'm like, how do you know he was going to kill him? And they're like, that's so-and-so. That's what he does. And I was like, oh my God. Like, yeah, he came up like 12 deep. And all his boys was like.
So you was basically somewhat in a mafia hangout spot?
Yeah. The girl was trying to tell me that too, but she was because they're so loyal with you that they try to accommodate you. But I just, bro, all I wanted was the shisha. I just wanted the shisha. And I like that place. To me, it's cool. It's not because everything they
vlogging more, man.
It's just me, bro. I got some of it in me. I'm trying to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get rid of it because they do it smart here. Like the girls will take me to like Lyft or Salt or Pepper or
hold on, Thomas. Let me ask you this: is this technically in there, like in the hood, or is it just a
no?
Okay,
this is in
it's a nice
Blocku. This is in Blocku, which is like the Scottsdale of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what they taught me. They said the way the place looks, because I like the ambiance. They're like, you don't judge the place by the way it looks. You judge it by the price on the menu. And they're like, to have problems, you go up to the price of the menu has to be higher and you won't have problems up there. But if you're anywhere in this range, $18, $20 or whatever, you could have problems. And if you go to a coffee shop and everything's $2 or $3, I don't care how beautiful the coffee shop is, it's not considered high class. They said I had to read the menu. I was going off the vibe. This coffee shop I go to, it's a vibe, bro. But the coffee's like $1.70. So it's considered low class to them here.
Okay.
I did a live with you guys in there. I don't know if you remember that one place. It was beautiful in there. That is not considered high class, which is wild. Like the walls roll down and the ceiling rolls away. And it's not considered high class. I'm like, how? They just do it different here. The man had a big risk tolerance. Unfortunately, I do. My buddy came here and he saw me get in the face of that bouncer and he was like, bro, you were just brave. And I was like, bro, he can't do me. But in a weird way, it's actually gotten me good with them. They've told me, they're like, oh, you are strong. Like they like it. So I kind of slipped in the right door, I guess.
Okay, I'm doing a poll here, man. Are snow bunnies worth the trouble?
Bro, it's just Albanian ones.
Hold on,
it's not all of them.
Are Albanian snow bunnies worth the trouble? Hold on. Oh shit!
I can't with you, bro. I need to show them some of the snow bunnies first. I need to show them some of the snow bunnies first. You putting them on a different level here, bro.
Honestly.
The one I posted in the group, she got a picture, the one that was doing the runway or whatever. She's got a picture where her hair comes over her jawline because she's kind of got like a square jaw. And she is gorgeous, bro. I got to show them the snow bunnies we're talking about. These ain't regular snow bunnies over here. Georgie. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find it because she is. Whew. Where is that picture at? Oh, right here. Look at this is when she has her hair down, bro. Look at this, bro. Come on. That's a different level of snow bunny.
Let me put you on the big screen. Hold on.
All right. That's a different level of snow bunny, bro. Come on. That's the one that I posted in the group that everybody was like, oh, she's not real, blah, 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 blah.
All right.
I'll show you one more. I don't see where you're coming from because I see how you're saying. I went through that for a little bit. I was like, is it really worth all this? But then I sat there and I thought about it. You and me are businessmen, bro. Think about it. What are our odds? 1 in 10 fail? Did you stop? You never
I
stopped,
mean, yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I don't, you know, it's different in business and women though.
What's the difference? I think who you choose as your partner is more important than the business you choose.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But you know, I go through the wilderness and back for business to be successful. As far as a woman goes, I mean, you know.
But have you had the experience?
Well, shit.
Have you had the experience with a girl that looks like these that will fight for you, like physically fight for you if they had to? That's different, bro.
Snow bunnies.
When
Hold
Shorty,
on. Let me read this poll. Are Albanian snow bunnies worth the trouble from aggressive men? 35% yes, 65% say no.
I can't let some other dude tell me how it's gonna. I can't let some other dude dictate who I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? I went through that with business. Everyone's saying it ain't gonna work. You ain't the man. This and that. They're projecting all their crap. I wasn't gonna let them tell me that. I don't take the same risks that Daddy does. I don't get STDs. I saw this video.
Why you have to? You called out Danny on that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't do all that. But he's funny though. I don't know, bro. It can't be some dude. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a forever thing. I have never dated my mom, because some of my friends, like, one of the biggest issues I deal with is people feel like I can't get the girls that I get. And so I kind of thought about, why do I do well? My mom I saw a picture of my mom when she was young, and she looked like these girls. So I grew up with someone that lived the life of a hot girl, and I understand their mentality. So that's probably why they're very easy for me to understand, because they act like my mom does. Do you know what I'm saying? So when they're bitchy, my mom's like that because she just ain't got time to deal with you. And so I understand that. I'm not like, oh, you're rejecting me. I understand that her DM has 600 messages in it today, and it gets tiring. And I tried to explain to people, when I left America, I had 6-figure cars and all that. And one of them was an i8 with the cool door, right? And I had wrapped it in military green. That car, even though it was the slowest of the cars, got so much attention that I never, ever got time to myself. And I almost snapped on an old lady. And that made me realize this is what hot girls deal with. Like, I came back from a trip and I was super dehydrated, and I was trying to get that Mexican electrolyte drink they have, that really good Mexican electrolyte drink. And I took the i8 to Albertsons, and the door pops up, and I come out, and this old lady standing by the car, and she's like, my grandson would love a picture with this car. And I was dehydrated. I was in a bad mood. I hadn't had any sleep. And I was like trained right. My mom raised me right. So I was like, sure, would you like to sit in and take a picture? But inside, I was like, big. I need a second to myself, blah, blah, blah. Could you leave me alone? Inside, I was like that. So then I was like, this is how hot girls feel. Because dudes be trying to holler in every different way. They never get a break, ever. They never get to be human. They never get to have a down day. Everybody hates on them. And I was like, okay, I get it. So for me, go ahead.
And my man Marcus A. Brown says, I visit black and brown hoods by myself overseas. I link up with bros on a European trip, but I don't know how many places I go solo there. Much respect. Got my man Brandon Clark in the building. Shout out to the entire movement, the chat, the Facebook group, the app. Thomas and Aaron, great live stream guys. Well, usually me and Thomas like usually doing the early morning live streams, but we're a little later tonight.
I think I'm just different, bro. I think I'm just, I don't know. I'm not trying to say, like, I'm not trying to prop myself up. I just think I don't know. I don't see it the same. I don't see it the same. No guy is going to tell me that I can't date that girl. I'm not going to respect none of it unless it's like family. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, if you got a problem with that and you don't know her, you got your own problems. Like, what are you doing over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted her, you should have hollered at her. I would probably wingman you. I'll help you out. So that, I don't care. I don't care. But it's like, I don't know. And the other thing too is I might be a little bit Albanian, bro. I kind of weirdly like the violence. You know what I mean? I kind of weirdly think the mob is cool. Like, I don't even remember that one dude. There's some dude in the group that's like mad because I told him I was slapping him one day, like 107 years ago. And he's like still mad about that. I forgot I even said that. And I'm pretty sure it was just the day that I was dehydrated. I wasn't even feeling good. I probably just, and I remember going back and forth with him and he was mad about that. And I'm like, I'm not going to act like I didn't say that. And I'm not going to act like that I wouldn't have done it. I probably would have done it, but I don't think it's right.
One of the issues with the Facebook group, and that's why most of the guys that actually travel on the app, is because a lot of guys in the Facebook group, since it's open to the public for the most part, don't really travel like that. So you got these dudes kind of hate watching, you know, trying to snap and, you know, talk ish on the guys that are actively traveling because they want to travel.
Well, you know, and I'm not very like, how long did it take you knowing me before you even kind of knew how I did financially? I'm not very like out there with it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not very out there with like the girls, and I'm not out there with the businesses and stuff. When someone challenges me, then I'm like, oh, bet. Look at 10, right? And then I don't know, they get in their feelings a little more. And I'm kind of the way my buddy was describing it, he's like, you're a lot better and talented than people probably think. He's like, me as your friend, I didn't know that until I got around you, that you were doing $400 million deals with business guys and putting them together. He's like, you don't act like that. You like to go to KFC and smoke your cigar. And then he's like, and then when I saw it, that was the magic sauce, that you're that way with these high profile guys. They think you're like the cool guy with the cool cars. And that was what was making my deals. I was known as the hoodie guy. That was really what made my deals. I gave them the ability to relax. Because one guy would come in and be like, oh, I drank the 16th century wine from the vineyards of Martha's. And that's just, a billionaire doesn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And me being a little bit of a dick helped, because he would go on puffing his chest out, trying to look cool in front of this billionaire or centimillionaire. And I'd let him talk for 5 minutes. And I'd be like, well, okay, if we want to make some money, we got to get back to this deal. The billionaire loved that because he didn't have to be a dick. I could be the dick. Do you see what I'm saying? It just, I think it's just, I'm just in a different subset. My brother, I mean, my homeboy explained that to me. He's like, bro,
you move in the circle of guys that are, you know, traveling internationally, handling business, dating foreign women, everything like that. This is why I always say that you have to somewhat, I mean, it's cool. The Facebook group is cool. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is a gazillionaire, right? That's cool. But you want to start to segue your way out of that and really join a more of a community that's more like us. Like I say, on the Passportbros app, nobody's really beefing. Everybody's just giving information and saying, hey, man,
your group period doesn't beef that much. I'm in the other groups and they beef crazy.
Yeah. But you know what? That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not my group. That's Mark Zuckerberg's group. That's Mark Zuckerberg's group. That's just something. It's like I work for free for him.
No, I'm saying the way you run your community. There's only a couple dudes that are triggered by me that go after me, right? But in the other groups in general, they try.
I tap into that group sometime, like maybe a few times out the week. But bro, I'm from the South. Like, we have our own shit. Like, I really don't be thinking about Facebook group as much. It's cool, you know, it's cool. People join everything, but there's just so many haters. Like, I got guys that got whole manufacturing companies in the Dominican Republic. The whole manufacturing, they'll post something in the group, and most of the time you get like 30% of hate. Like, this, that, he ain't really own no manufacturing company. I'd be like, bro, you gotta get away from them plantation dudes, man.
Yeah. The part too that's crazy is they like project on you, but they say that you're projecting on them. That's what gets me. I'm always like, okay, buddy, like, you're literally chasing me around, but I'm your fan. Okay, sure. But your group, I will say, like, the other couple groups, when they pop up in my feed, it's like 80% of the dudes are trying to like be like, yo, I get bitches, I got this, I got that, and none of them can produce receipts. Like, none of them. Your group, it's like you'll get some people that are cool. They'll like back up what the guy's doing. You know what I mean? Or they'll see that we're sharing intel. Like, they're more supportive in your group in general.
Yeah, we try to, you know, the admins are pretty good at not letting like just any smojo in and kicking the guys out that we know full of it. You know, so that's why our group is like only like 25-some thousand, because we don't let everybody, like, we decline a lot of cats. People with weird profile pics.
To the app anyway.
Then we have we have like questions like, do you travel? Do you see yourself be a passport bro? Stuff like that. That kind of wing some of the guys out. And matter of fact, we got one of the main admins. Shout out my man Brandon Clark in the building. Shout out to him as well.
What's up, B Clark? Yeah, he's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
You can't
well,
get
guys,
that.
We're gonna go ahead.
Yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up, man. That's an interesting story. You always come with an interesting story. Do you have plans on going to any other country? You know.
Well, I have to in May go to Thailand, and we're finishing the paperwork for me to get my second passport, my second citizenship. Real quick, if any guys have this opportunity, I'll share this really quick. It has been hell because I was born in America. So my mom is like 76 years old. And so her ID card doesn't have a 13-digit number on it. Okay. And so she has to go to Thailand to get a new ID card. And I can't get my Thai birth certificate. So I have to have an American birth certificate and a Thai birth certificate to get a Thai passport and a Thai citizenship, right? So she has to go all the way to Thailand to get her ID. And then she sends all of that back to, I was born in Cali. She got to send all that back to Cali consulate. Okay. And then my American birth certificate has to go to the Secretary of State to get apostilled, which is and then it has to go to DC, okay, to get registered. Then it goes back to LA to get apostilled again by the embassy. Then they print out with my mom's original, her new birth certificate and Thai, all that stuff. Then they print out my Thai birth certificate and they have to send it to Bangkok for my mom to sign it and then send it back to LA before I'm official. It's going to take like 3 months of just sending stuff around and like $3,000 of mail. It is hell. But I can buy real estate there. I can build a business there. I can have cigar lounge, whatever I want. I get free healthcare. I get free education. So, and then if I looked at doing it by investment, it's $350,000. And so my brother's doing his at the same time. So we're saving $700,000. And my mom's like, we'll just go and stay there for 90 days and get it done.
Okay, cool, man. Well, good luck with that, brother. Good luck with that, man. And let me know when you pull up. Let me know when you.
Yeah, I should be there around May, so I might holler at you. And you're in Pattaya.
Between Pattaya and Bangkok.
Are you looking at staying there, or what are you trying to do?
Nah, I just be moving around, man. You know me, 6 months here, 7 months there.
Well, just so you know, just put it out for the guys in Hua Hin. You've heard of Hua Hin, which is a beach city there. My brother wants to buy a house for the twins. My nieces are twins. And he just threw a number out like $50,000. So I was like, I doubt it. I looked it up, bro. You can get a brand new build for $48,000 in Hua Hin in a beach city, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I was
nice.
Like you get that, you're done. Like I was trying to explain to Joe, this one guy, he was asking me, I'm like, buy that, you're done. Like some people that have a house, and then I'll leave it at this, okay? Some guys that have a house in America with everything going on, that house is worth more, okay? A lot of guys are on pension or disability, right? Sell your crap in America. Go to Thailand, buy that $50,000 house, okay? Now you have no bills. And then you live off your pension of $2,000. If you're at 90%, $2,000 a month? You know how much that'll go if you got no bills, right? And then build an online business or something, but you're done. You are literally done. You're done. If your business fails, who cares? If it blows up, amazing, but you're done. That's what I think dudes should do. Because every dude I've talked to has a house in America. And I'm like, you got any equity? There's not one of them that doesn't have at least $50,000 equity in their house. There's not one of them. You could sell that, go buy the same size house in Thailand in a beach city, and you're done. Because what you have a Thai SIM card? Was it like $11 for your unlimited talk and text? So they've got that. Then they've got their electricity, which is $30, right? And their water and trash, which is like $5, and that's it. That's the only bill. So if they're trying to build a business, they got to make $150 a month, $200 a month so they can eat. That's it. Who can't build a business under that low of a threshold?
That's a good point. I want to give a shout out to my man Brandon Clark in the building with $10 super chat. Said just showing support. He's also one of the admins in the Facebook group we were just mentioning. Shout out to my man Brandon Clark, man. Always showing love.
Shout out,
man.
B.
Appreciate
Clark.
That.
Yeah,
All
you've
right,
been good
man.
to me, man.
All right, guys. Another great show. Shout out my man Thomas Brown for coming on. We out.
All right.
Peace.
All right, deuce.